Hey everyone, it's Michael and
Ruben
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, bringing you all the interesting stuff from around the world, shipped to you from Melbourne here in Australia. What do we got, Rubes?
We have some notes.
So do I need my knife?
Yeah, probably better put the knife away. Some notes of actual money. Because
we're selling notes?
Yeah.
Bank notes?
Yeah, well, kind of.
Kind of. So, as you will have seen from the label of this video, we've actually got in the Goldbacks.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Don't know how well this is going to appear on camera or how good I'm going to be able to do this with gloves on. But we have a variety of the Goldbacks in stock.
What is a Goldback, Michael?
That's a really interesting question. So, without getting too far down the rabbit hole, several of the states in the United States have issued their own gold-backed currency, for want of a better term. Whether it's a political statement or like thumbing the nose at the authority, or whether it's a PR stunt or what, it depends on who you talk to. Everyone seems to have an opinion on these goldbacks and what they're good for and what they mean. But as I say frequently, I'm from the dark side originally. I was a coin collector, well, still am a coin collector, and I consider this part of that numismatic branch. I love my old banknotes. These don't quite fill into an old banknote section, but they do certainly fit into that note or numismatic kind of thing. So we brought some in. They're not cheap. Let's get that out right from the start. They're a fascinating design. There's a fascinating recent history to them. They're fascinating in the political spectrum that they're trying to touch on. They're also fascinating in what they're trying to replicate. So, for example, there are several denominations from 1 through to 50 goldbacks. So they're not denominated in dollars or euros or pounds or anything along those sort of lines. They're denominated in goldbacks, and each goldback is worth the same amount in this case, we're going to talk Australian dollars. So if one goldback was worth $10, let's keep the numbers really, really round and easy in Australian dollars. One goldback is worth $10 Australian, then 50 goldbacks would be worth $500 Australian. So it's almost, well, it's not almost, it is actually creating a new currency, if you like, for want of a better term. Is that technical enough?
I think that works.
All right, so let's have a look. Sorry, you were going to ask
I was going to say, I mean, that's it. You start talking higher premiums and whatever for gold normally when you go quite fractional, and you start talking really fractional on some of these ones. That's it. Some of the, how much does it say on there how much a 1 is?
I'll put my eyes on.
Let's go magnified mode.
Well, actually, this one's a 5. It's not a 1.
Oh, there you go.
But it's 1/200th of a troy ounce.
That's it.
So
we had some really, really tiny Scottsdale 1/100ths of an ounce before that were like paper thin, and that's it. You're going even smaller than that for the amount of gold in these things. So that's it. You are talking quite fractional for some of them, and that's it. You know, premiums abound in the small and the fractional in that case. But as you said, the kind of not quite numismatic, but you can start to see it leaning towards that with some of the artwork that's gone on to these things. It's not like it's just a standard a standard note. There really is some love and attention that's been put into these. Well,
I've mixed them up somehow in the thing, but I'll lay them out just so we can talk about them in general. So you've got a denomination of a 1 goldback, a 5, a 10, a 25, and a 50 goldback. And the designs on them are absolutely beautiful. You think of them, they're not a gold bar or coin. They're not a bank note in that they're paper or anything. They're a foil. And if you think of them like a very, very, very thin sheet of aluminium foil that you've got in your kitchen, but these are obviously a gold foil. But if you think along those sort of lines, they've got a bit more rigidity to it than your aluminium foil does, but they're kind of that style of thing. They're produced by the states of New Hampshire, Nevada, Utah, and for the life of me, I can't. Oh, Wyoming. Wyoming was the other one. And they are really, really interesting designs. All.
I was going to say, I'm putting you on the spot, but so the different states have different actual designs as well. It's not just the.
They seem to have stuck with similar colouring.
Yep.
I'm just trying to lay them out here, and I dare say you can see them on your screen in various forms. But yeah, so they're all the same sort of size. Wouldn't shock me if it wasn't the same manufacturer, although I haven't actually looked into that to find out. Completely different designs. Probably, and this is where my research into them is probably falling over, and I'm going to embarrass myself a little bit. I'd assume they're more state related. The designs will actually mean something to each state. I apologise to all the Americans watching this because I'm not au fait with that. They seem very quote-unquote colonial era. I'm not sure the Americans would appreciate that. that terminology for their notes, but it certainly is that kind of older era. This one here from New Hampshire is very much depicts a sort of scene you'd see from chucking the poms out of the country. So it's that.
I think the Americans quite enjoy that time in history.
Yeah, that's right. So, but there's also classic pictures. I don't know how close you'll get of this one, Rubes, but there's that kind of stereotypical classic, almost frontierish type picture.
Yep.
And it's a lot of those are along those lines. This one's more along. This is a 10 Utah Goldback, and it's more along the lines of truth. So the blindfolded lady with the sword. So it's more along the legal kind of images that they're producing there. But each one's they're an artwork in themselves, and they're quite fascinating. One Goldback is 1/1000th of a troy ounce. 5 Goldbacks, as we said before, is 1/200th of a troy ounce. The 10 Goldbacks is 1/100th. The 25 is 1/40th, and the 50 Goldback is 1/20th of a troy ounce of gold. Now, the tricky part. They are stunning. They are beautiful. They are technically something that you can trade in. So in theory, not that I'd ever suggest you do this because the premiums are quite steep, but in theory, you could bring in a 50 Goldback into Bullion now, and you could actually, spend that Goldback, convert it into, a silver coin or bars or whatever you happen to be converting it into, and then take that change back in Goldbacks. Now, I'm happy to do that if we've got them in stock. I strongly suspect that these are going to disappear fairly quickly off our shelves.
They're pretty hard to get in this this side of the world.
Yeah, they certainly are. And for good reason. They are a pain in the neck to import, and they're a pain in the neck to deal with, as you'll see with some of the limitations I'm about to put on them. So before you've raced off, and I know half of our people viewing this have already raced off to the website.
They've checked long ago.
But there are some conditions that we're putting on the sale of these.
We'll put it on the listing as well, so it's not just, waited until the end of this video. Right. It should also be on the listing.
We're not trying to sneak it under the radar. We're actually being incredibly open and honest about this. These are very, very, and you'll see, once you actually see them in person, you'll actually understand what I'm saying. These are a foil. They are incredibly thin, and I would argue, from a collector's perspective, they are fragile. We are not storing these for people. We sell them on the condition that we either ship them out to you or you come into store to pick them up. Now, you can absolutely order them over the web and, mark collect in store and then come in and collect them in the store. You can do it that way, or you can have them shipped out to you. Now, you will see on there all over the web listing that it'll say something along the lines of, please do not order this with other bullion. What we're meaning is don't buy one of these and combine it with
bunch of heavy kilo bars,
with Perth Mint kilo bars, because I will give you whatever odds you want on that one. This will not turn up in a pristine collectible state, because I guarantee no matter how well we pack this, the slightest movement from the 1 kilo bar will just destroy the condition of the Goldback. So out of respect for these Goldbacks, like I said, I am from the dark side. So out of respect for these Goldbacks, we are requesting that when you order them, you order shipping separate to, you place the order, don't put anything else on the order other than the selection of Goldbacks that you want, and pay for shipping on that particular order. Please don't ask for it to be combined because you're going to be disappointed with our answer. Or tick the I'm going to pick it up in store option and then come in within the next short while. I'd hope to see these all picked up within about a month or so. Come into the store, pick them up. They're not so fragile that you can't breathe on them, but they certainly, you can see I'm wearing gloves, which I'm never a huge fan of at the best of times. But I am wearing gloves. I am handling these very, very gingerly, very, very carefully.
Particularly before it gets to you. I mean, at the end of the day, once you get it, if you decide you want to, store it in your wallet, crinkle it, treat it like, any other note or anything like that, go for it. But particularly before you pick it up from us, we want to make sure you're getting it in the, the best possible condition.
As pristine as possible.
That's it. Now, the cheapest shipping that we have previously offered, like the lowest weight class or whatever, is typically $17.50 if we're sending just within Australia and things like that. Obviously, that starts to get, depending on which ones you're ordering, that can start to get pretty pricey if we're insisting they're getting shipped out or picked up. So what solution have we come up with?
So we have, sorry, I've got a hair on this one. It's driving me insane. OCD kicking in. We've created a new shipping category for these and these only, and that will be $10 Australian for shipping. It doesn't matter if you buy one Goldback or one of every one or a multitude of them. It's a fixed price, $10, no matter how many of the Goldbacks we are shipping out in that parcel to you, and that will be shipped with signature on delivery, registered post. So, again, tracked and all the good things that we normally do with our parcels that go out. Please, I can't overemphasize, don't try and pull a sneaky here and try and slide other things in the $10 shipping because you're going to be disappointed with our response. We are only shipping these out under that shipping category, and we are only shipping these out separately to everything else. Or you can come into store and pick them up. We are being really, really, really pedantic about this because I know that if I don't do this, they're going to go out. Somebody's going to mix them up together. They're going to get it delivered and they're not going to be in the condition they want. And you're going to be straight on the phone to us with good reason, straight on the phone to us saying, look, hang on a sec, these have been destroyed. I want them replaced. So there's a little bit of self-interest in here, but there's also protecting your investment that you're putting your hard-earned money into. I think we've laboured on that enough. The other thing that I did want to emphasise is please, 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 please do not go, that's an expensive price for 1/1000th of a troy ounce.
Yes.
Yes, it is. These really are collector's item, and as such, they also incur in this country GST because of that. So that increases the price another 10% again. So be aware they're not cheap. They are going to be somewhere around about that $9.50 mark once we do the numbers per Goldback, which would make one Goldback.
If you can get it up on the table.
Yeah, silly thing. So one Goldback would be $9.50. A 50 Goldback, help me here, Ruben, $475, I believe, $475 for a 50 Goldback. Okay, so yes, that is expensive. $475 for one. Got to put my eyeballs back on. Hang on a second. 1/20th. $475 for 1/20th of an ounce is expensive. There's no doubt about it. But you've got to start unplugging your I'm stacking as much as I can brain and start plugging in your this is totally fascinating. This is a collector's item. This is going into my collector stack. This is going into my never sell stack or very rarely sell stack. Or this is going into my, this is a great discussion point part of my stack. When I want to discuss it with friends and family of why do I stack? And, this is real money as opposed to, the fiat currency we talk about fairly frequently. Or even down to this is a great gift part of your stack. Because they're fascinating gifts. Even amongst my kids that I've shown and talked to them about this, the discussions and the fascination that's ensued from that has been fantastic. So, look, I do encourage you, if they're in your budget and you're into that side of the stacking market, I absolutely encourage you to get them. I honestly, I have no idea if we'll ever reorder these again. I suspect not, because they've been a logistical nightmare. But maybe now we've cleared all the hurdles, we may screw up enough courage to do it again. But
we've had a lot of people asking for these for actually quite a while now, and so this is kind of us, testing the waters a little bit. We will gauge the reaction and go, hey, do people love it? Do people hate it? I suspect the comment section will be fairly split on a topic like this.
Absolutely,
people saying, thank you, can't believe you finally got them in, versus people saying, where would you ever stack them? So yeah, well, let us know down below what you think. We'll see how that goes. The other thing that that I kind of forgot about and remembered when you were talking about them getting them shipped out, is that we are kind of grouping some of them in sets as well. So we are selling them individually, but then we'll have some like state-based sets and things like that. So if you wanted to pick up, I'll make sure all the links are down below, and also head over to our website and you can browse them all there. But yeah, there should be a collection of, the ones from Utah or Nevada, or, you should be able to shop like that as well as individually.
I think there's also a collection of ones on there, so there'll be 4 ones, one from every state.
Yep.
You can buy that pack. You can buy them state-based. There are a few, and I think there's only 10, where we've actually put every one into that bundle. So you can buy the 1, the 5, the 10, the 25 and the 50 from all 4 states in that bundle. And it's not a cheap bundle, but we thought we'd make it available and easy to select if you wanted it. And I think there is only 10 of those available in the bundles. And once they're gone, I don't think we'd be able to replicate those bundles again, because I'll guarantee you that some of these
have sold as individuals.
Some of the denominations or some of the states will have sold out individually well prior, like pretty much by the end of this video.
Speaking of, we've been talking for a while. I reckon we need to start winding it up. But yeah, super cool product, and I'm really glad we got them in.
They're great fun, great for your stack, great for a talking point. Not good for low premium value for money type side, but you can't just stack for the sake of stacking. You've also got to have some interest there as well.
Are you going to say the line? Add some flavour to your stack?
Add some flavour to your stack, and this absolutely is adding the flavour to the stack. I think that's it.
We'll talk again soon.
See ya.